What's up everyone? Welcome back to Respawn Rejects. Today I want to talk about the best romance options in video games. Before I start, I have two things to note. The first is, I know that this is a subjective topic. Everyone has different opinions, everyone has different things that they look for in romance options. So when I'm making this list, I am speaking partially from my own personal opinion and partially from the perspective of the characters as a whole, the game that they're in, and the way that they fit into the story of the game that they're in. The second thing of note is this list is not in any specific order. This is randomized order. Please let me know in the comments what your thoughts are, who your favorite romance options are, and let's get started. Up first, we have Liara from the Mass Effect Trilogy. Liara is one of the first companions that you will meet in the Mass Effect trilogy, and she is also one of the first romance options that you will meet. Because Liara is with you from the beginning of these games through to the end, your characters grow a lot, both together and apart. First off, this plays as an amazing friendship. Honestly, I might call this one of the best friendships in video games because Liara and Shepard have such a caring, sweet friendship. They are ride or die for each other, and honestly, I'm 100% here for friendships like that. Of course, we're talking about romances here. The romance has a lot of that same emotional depth, which is sometimes complicated by events happening in the world around you. And you two go through a lot in these games, as individuals and as partners. Talk about some stuff that would test even the strongest relationship. But Liara is incredibly caring, empathetic, and patient with Shepard and really with everyone. Liara is one of the most intelligent companions you can have in the Mass Effect games, and she is one of the coolest to watch gain her confidence and really come into her own. Liara is truly a badass, there's no way around it, and Shepard is definitely lucky to have a partner like that. Next up is Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate 3. Shadowheart is a complicated character who it will take a lot of time and work to truly get to know. Shadowheart is one of the first companions that you can recruit in Baldur's Gate 3, and as you proceed through the story, you will realize just how closely intertwined her personal story is with the fate of the main story. That, of course, can make romancing her and even befriending her kind of complicated, but also very meaningful. Shadowheart proves to be a very powerful companion, and she won't hesitate to let you or others know if she disagrees with something. She stands on what she believes, and she stands up for the certain things that are important to her. Shadowheart is able to navigate a lot of very uncertain situations with confidence, and should you build trust with her, she and you can navigate just about anything together. Next is Peebee from Mass Effect Andromeda. Peebee is one of the few companions on this list who is willing to pursue the physical aspect of a relationship prior to the emotional aspect. That doesn't mean that you can't have a full romantic relationship with Peebee, but Peebee takes time to build trust and will keep your character emotionally at arm's length for quite a while. This is one romance where your characters can grow together, moving past old pain and hardships alongside one another and growing stronger together. Peebee is very smart and driven and happens to be incredibly knowledgeable and curious about the Remnant, which is something that is very crucial to your Pathfinder as well. Peebee often takes a lighthearted approach to things. She can be kind of comical and sarcastic, but that doesn't mean that there's not a lot of depth to this character, and it's very cool to explore that relationship. Next up is Rafael from Coral Island. You'll notice I don't have a lot of males on this list. It's not an area that I know a lot about, but I do want to talk about this character from Coral Island. Coral Island has a ton of interesting and unique single individuals to meet, and Rafael stands out because he's really just an all-around very nice guy. He's kind of just a sweetheart. Rafael owns a blacksmithing shop with his brother on Coral Island. He's a very physically large guy, but he's really kind of just a teddy bear. He's so kind and he's so caring. Rafael is more shy than some of the other people on the island, making the player put in a bit more energy to encourage him to come out of his shell, build trust with him, build a relationship with him. He seems like a genuinely kind dude and a very supportive partner to have. Next is Steph from Life is Strange True Colors. Steph originally appeared as a side character in the early Life is Strange games, and seeing her as a main character in True Colors is honestly great. Maybe it was a bit of fan service, but let's be honest, Fans like this character and wanted her to get more screen time for a lot of good reasons. She's a great character. Steph has confidence that a lot of other characters in the Life is Strange games don't have. Even as a young adult, during a period of time when life tends to be really complicated and confusing, Steph is confident in who she is and what she wants in life. That doesn't mean that she doesn't face challenges, particularly when it comes to processing past pain and losses. She is another complex character, and it's really great to see that unpacked as you get to know her better as a friend and as a romantic interest. As a romantic partner, Steph is communicative and supportive, and I think that she complements Alex in a lot of ways and vice versa. It's very fun and sweet to see their relationship play out, and it's nice to see a relationship play out without a lot of difficulties, where they naturally just show up for each other and love each other and care about each other. Next up is Neve from Dragon Age the Veilguard. Neve is an accomplished and impressive character even before she joins Rook's mission to take on the evil elven gods. Neve is a powerful mage who has earned a respected reputation as a private investigator in Minrathous. Not only has that provided her with some great stories, some crazy stories, but it has also given her the opportunity to connect with some very powerful people. There's no doubt that Neve is a great companion to have. She's also very humorous and has some cutting sarcasm that it's hard not to appreciate. Neve is well aware of what everyone is up against, having experienced her own pain and loss. This makes her hesitant to pursue a relationship with Rook, something that she and Rook can discuss and navigate together. Obviously, should they choose to see where their relationship goes, they are quite a power couple. Next up is Miranda from Mass Effect. Okay, we've all seen the screenshots of the way that this character was animated. That is not why she's on this list. Miranda stands out among the other companions in Mass Effect because she is incredibly confident in her faith and her belief in the mission of Cerberus, and then has to confront how incorrect she is and the damage that her faith has had on others. Being close with her through that, particularly as a romantic partner, is a very vulnerable and unique experience. Miranda doesn't really get close to a lot of the other teammates. She appears to have a hard time trusting and opening up to others, making it especially meaningful that she is able to do so with Shepard. One huge downside of this romance is that unless you are playing with mods, only people who are playing as a male Shepard have the option to romance Miranda. Next up is Katherine from Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2. Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2 adds several romance options to the game, including Katherine. I think Katherine is kind of the standout among all of the characters who are available as romance options in this game. Katherine is increasingly complicated as the game proceeds, and it's really cool to see her character develop and to see Henry get to know her better and see how honestly she's a badass character. Katherine is skilled in subterfuge, and she plays an important role in a lot of political schemes that are at play. Katherine is, again, a badass on her own. She doesn't require Henry or anyone else to make her who she is. Without Henry and without the romance, she'd carry on being a badass. There's no doubt about that, which I really think is nice and refreshing to see in a romance. A character who stands out on their own, who doesn't need the player character to make them something. She is her own person, she is her own character, and the romance is just an aspect of that character. It's not the thing that makes her an important character. I really appreciate when games do that. I don't think games do that enough. Next up is Josephine from Dragon Age Inquisition. Josephine plays a very important role in the Inquisition. She is the ambassador and the chief diplomat. Josephine is well connected and naturally gifted at her role because she is charming, patient, and she approaches situations with grace. Before the sky started bursting open in this world, Josephine already had extensive experience with being an ambassador and even being a bard, so she knows her way around dealing with people. Josephine's romance takes time to build. Understandably, she is very focused on the mission at hand, and there may be some unresolved things in her past that you two will need to address together. More than a lot of the other romance options on this list, Josephine's romance is a little on the cheesy side, but in the best way possible. This romance is sweet and heartwarming, and it will make you smile, and not in a creepy way. Last but not least, we have Risha from Star Wars: The Old Republic. If you are playing as a smuggler in Star Wars The Old Republic, you will encounter Risha, who is a complicated character, to say the least. Risha has numerous skills and mysterious life experiences. She spent most of her life around the crime of the galaxy, and it can take a while for her to adjust, for her to open up, for her to feel like she can fully trust someone. As a romance partner, that's a big part of the relationship. Balancing what you do with who you are. And that can be really interesting to see play out. As I mentioned with Miranda in Mass Effect, a bummer about this character is that she can only be romanced by someone who is playing as a male smuggler, which does mean that some players will miss out on the opportunity to do so. So there you have it. Those are my picks for the 10 best romance options, combining characters as individuals with how their romances play out, with the games that they're in and their role in the games that they're in, is definitely a lot to consider. And again, I know everyone has different perspectives on this. I know everyone has different preferences. So please let me know in the comments, who are your favorite romance options? What games do you think have the best romance options? I'm very curious to hear everyone's perspective. If you like more content like this, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.